Hi, Doreen. I'm a little early on this side. I'm going live here on TikTok. Okay. Hey, Hormone Bliss moderator. I love you. Hey, guys. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Dr. Tammy, and this is one of my very, very, very favorite subjects to talk about skin, all things skin. So if you are over 40, 50, 60, whatever, and you are starting to see changes that you're not real pleased with, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some things that you can do about it and some preventive things that you can do about it as well. And I'm going to tell you all my secrets. I'm not going to hold anything back. So, this is going to be a really fun show. And I think it's so cool when women can be transparent and share because I'm going to be really honest with you about the things that I've done. And I have no problem talking about things like plastic surgery procedures, Botox, all that kind of stuff. So, we can talk about that. I'm open for all your questions. And if I don't get to your questions, just bring them back around. And if I don't, then just put them in direct message. And I get to try to get to all my messages. I claim that I do, and I hope that I always do. So, yeah, so if you don't get your answers here tonight, then definitely direct message me. Okay, so lots of stuff about skin and aging. And it's just, I think it's so important. And a lot of people think that it is vain to think about skin and aging, and it's the outward part that we present to the world. But I always say, if you had a dent in your car, you would get it fixed, right? Or if something on your house, if bricks started falling off or something, you would repair that. But when it comes to the body, we women are very secretive and sheltered about the things that we do, and we keep our routines to ourselves. And there's so much about, like, when you go to the stores with the cosmetic counters, and it's so highfalutin, I like to say. I'm kind of country that way, but it's kind of like, if you don't use the really expensive stuff, it's almost like you're less than or something. And I'll tell you, I haven't been to a Clinique counter or Estee Lauder, probably have been there twice in my life, and I bought stuff, and it was pretty much the same stuff as you get at the Walgreens or department store. So I think there's a lot of hype to that. In fact, I saw a marketing video, and it was really funny the other day. And there is a cream, I think it's in California, and it's basically a whole line of creams, and they sell them like on Rodeo Drive or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but it was like $27,000, something absolutely ridiculous for a jar of cream. And they actually went in. I'll see if I can find that video if you guys want to see it. I mean, maybe it wasn't $27,000, but it was absolutely ridiculous, like up there in the double digits. And they actually got this guy on hidden camera who worked there, and he's like, it's the same thing in Nivea, Nivea, Nivea that you can get at Walmart. And it was just like, oh wow, I bet that guy got in trouble, got fired after that video came out. But there's just so much hype and marketing about so many things. So I think it's just really good to be honest and real, and what works for you might not work for somebody else. So I think it's really important that you just know that it's a little trial and error. And it's not just one of those things that you go to the department store and let them talk you into buying a bunch of stuff. We used to have Avon back in the day, and Mary Kay. And, one of the things I found with some of those companies is that it was heavy moisturizer. And when I was younger, it really was like pore clogging and stuff. And so everybody's different. Skin types are different. So you just kind of have to look at it from an individual perspective. So the things that I'm going to tell you tonight are the things that work for me. Doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for you, but skin over the age of 40, and I'm 55, skin over the age of 40 is different than skin that's younger. I'm going to explain why that is and what you can do about it. But I want to talk about what causes your skin to age. What the heck is that? Well, genetics has everything to do with it. And the way the skin structure, the scaffolding is determined genetically, just like your hair color, just like your eye color. And so my mom had 3 facelifts before she passed away in her 80s. And she had genetically just very, very wrinkly skin. And so I just always knew that it was a matter of when, not if. And I had my first facelift, my first. My fiance is going to kind of freak out about that because I say first. And he's seen me through some pretty scary stuff. But I had my first at age 50. It was my 50th birthday present to myself. So I know a lot of people want to judge and they want to say, that's so vain. But again, if you dented your car, you would get your car fixed. And if our faces start to get dented, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And some people might judge me about that. But I just want to kind of get that out in the open because when you look at me, I don't want you thinking, oh, she's probably had a facelift or something. I also do Botox and I also do fillers. And actually, I do my own fillers and I bruised myself the other day. So I've been covering up and it's a little swollen. It looks a little funny. But there are risks to everything, right? So there's risk to surgery. There's risk to having Botox. There's risk to having fillers. There's all sorts of things that can go wrong. So I'm going to save talking about that stuff, IPL, lasers, fillers, all the things until the end because I want to get through the main stuff and I never have time to get through everything that I want to get through. So I'm just going to roll with it. And again, as you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. And please don't feel slighted if I don't see them. Just bring them back around. And my wonderful fiance moderator will also bring them back around for me because he knows when I'm looking. So, okay. So what causes skin aging? So number one is genetics. Number two is hormone changes. This is massive. So I'm going to go talk about hormone changes in just a minute, but I want to just kind of get right off the plate here, all the things that cause the aging. One of the things is cellular aging, and we call that inflammation aging. And stress has so much to do with that. And I will tell you, about 5 years ago, I was in a relationship for 6 years. And when I came out of that relationship, it was so stressful. And I don't know if you've dealt with narcissists or where you've been in your life, but I woke up 20 years older on every level, emotionally, physically. And that really was what led to me to say, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to have facelifts. So that, I could show you guys before and after pictures. They're really, really very scary. And so the wrinkling was pretty darn bad. But stress, and whether that's emotional stress or whether that's toxins you're eating or whatever's in your environment, sugar is the main thing. And nobody wants to hear me say that, but sugar has so much influence on, it's very corrosive, and it causes something called glycation in the structure of the skin, and it literally will break down your skin. And I don't know if you ever do something where you kind of binge on Oreos or alcohol or anything that has a lot of sugar in it, and the next morning you not only feel dehydrated, but you just feel like your skin is just thin and wrinkled and puffy. And how can it be puffy and wrinkled all at the same time? So definitely diet, stress, sun exposure, very, very big. And so one of the things I usually do is I usually put color like makeup on my chest because I have sun damage and I do lasers, and I can put a lot of makeup on my face and it's all good, right? But you can't ever hide the neck. And it's kind of like, I'm almost like, I'm ready for a neck lift again. And much to my fiance's chagrin, again, he's probably like, oh my gosh. So yeah, this is a bad night to not put makeup on my neck, right? If I'm talking about skin. But pollution has a big effect on that too. And so if you're out and you are, around chemicals and things like that, if you work in factories, that can have an influence. Dehydration for sure. Drink your water. And don't drink out of plastic because PCBs are broken down in the plastic, which can also cause issues. And dehydration is really, really big. There's that thing where they say get 8-ounce glasses of water a day, but that is not correct. It should be based on your body weight. So you can Google that and you can look at calculations, but it's much more for a lot of people than 8-ounce glasses. I mean, that might work for like a 9-year-old who's skinny. I mean, but for us, it takes a whole lot more. Lack of sleep, and that is also hormone dependent because if you're not sleeping, if you have progesterone deficiency, then you're going to be all sorts of things, stressed and dehydrated, and it affects sleep, affects so many things. You know how you feel when you wake up the next morning and you haven't slept and you have bags under your eyes and you feel puffy. Allergies, inflammation, stress. So if you have a lot of allergies, and I tend to have I'm a little sniffly when I get cold. It is so cold here. We have had like almost a foot of snow and I've been stuck at home for 2 days. So it's pretty bad. Let's see. Sugar is just a substrate. Oh, I missed that. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, okay. And then the last thing, which also comes with stress, I'm sure, is sad face mouth. That sounds crazy. But if you're constantly making a sad face, then we call it dynamic and static. So dynamic movement will cause wrinkles because when you're moving, you're going to cause wrinkles, right? Or you're smiling. And when you're constantly upset or you're like looking like this, or if you're squinting in the sun, because sunglasses are so important because if you're squinting, plus you can cause cataracts on your eyes and everything, but the sun on your face and everything, hat and glasses. I was actually going to wear a hat to do this live tonight, but I forgot about it. But anyway, so stress will make the looks on your face that are like constantly like upset or sad or frowny face. So as much as you can be happy, and those happy animated lines are good to have, right? But the sad ones and the concerned ones make you 11s and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so hormones. Let's get into hormones. So in the leader, I said that there were 3 main things that can influence your skin. And number 1 is hormones. Number 2 is hydration. And number 3 is being happy, because that is so good for your skin. You just glow when you're happy. Okay, so I always have to talk about this a little bit with where we are on a hormone timeline. And for just a minute, because I don't have time to go through all the reasons that they have lied to us about estrogen. And I will just say, if you could just suspend for a moment that estrogen is dangerous or bad or causes cancer or causes breast cancer, go back and watch my other videos if you're not quite up on that. And I always say that there's a difference between how you take your hormones, whether they're natural or synthetic, or whether they're taken in an oral by mouth route, or whether they're topical. It makes all the difference in the world. So when we're talking about skin, topical hormones is so critical to consider because everything goes through the skin, right? And you also have to consider that the skin is absorptive. So whenever you put chemicals on your skin, that is going systemically too. So when you take hormones through your skin, bioidentical hormones, that gets absorbed. So you also have to watch whatever kinds of creams you're putting on, or things like that. What is your opinion on wild yam cream for hormone balance? Well, I always say there's not enough yams to get my hormones balanced, because I can be really great when my hormones aren't balanced. So I believe that, taking progesterone cream topical is really important. And the wild yam creams can help with some menopause issues like hot flashes and night sweats and sleep, and help with that. But when you have prescription strength progesterone, usually we're looking at anywhere from 50 to 150 milligrams. So it's really hard to get that from just the over-the-counter yam creams, if you will. So, and some people, that's fine. And some people haven't watched my videos and don't know the truth about estrogen, progesterone, all those things. So, but progesterone alone, just like estrogen alone, is not enough in my opinion, and to protect your bones and your heart and your brain and all the things that cause aging, including skin. Best place for absorption of bioidentical hormones. Hi, Heidi. Usually it's on the inner arms, inner legs. And I did a video just the other day too, Heidi, when I was in Florida. It was fun. I was sitting out on the back porch and did a video on that and a few other things about, make sure that if you have other creams, that you're not putting those in those areas because you might be making a barrier or blockade. So when you put on your hormone creams, make sure you have a clean surface. And usually the reason we say inner arms and inner thighs, um, some people actually recommend that you put your hormone creams on your palm because it's very absorptive, which I had questions about in the beginning because I was like, but it seems really thick there, but it's actually a very absorptive surface. The reason that we usually tell people to put the bioidentical creams on the inner arms or inner legs is so that it doesn't get on anybody else, and you are less likely to, get it on anybody else. So it wouldn't just one time if you got some hormone cream on somebody hurt them, but especially if you've got, grandchildren and you're around them a lot, you definitely don't want to have it all over your hands and you're transferring it to them. So that's why we say more of the inside areas. When I do mine, I usually just do it on my inner arm, and I don't think about it much. So I always have long sleeves on usually, and it's right before bed or whatever. So, I don't really worry about that as much. And the interesting thing is males and females have all the same hormones, but if you're worried about your partner getting some, your partner couldn't get enough testosterone off of you to affect them because our testosterone levels are about 20 to 40 and their testosterone levels are 200 to 1,000. So our little bit of hormones would never affect them. So I don't worry about that. Now, if a guy's on testosterone cream, that's a completely different story. I mean, I've had women who have had testosterone levels pretty much like a guy. So you do have to watch the reverse and the transfer. Okay. And so if you were to map your hormones from birth to 100, and 50 is about the age where most women go through menopause. This is perimenopause here when things get a little bit crazy. And this is anywhere from 35 to 50. So skin over 40, that's happening right here, right? And so what's happening is our hormones are starting to drop off. And then our ovaries dry up. We run out of eggs. We're born with all the eggs we're ever going to have. And when those eggs are gone, our hormones literally dry up. We are flatlined. And so when you were here, you had good hormones and you had good skin. Sometimes I'll look at like the girls in my office, they're in their 20s and 30s. I'm like, holy crap, your skin is so amazing. And one of the things is even if you can, have your face, do procedures and things on your face, it's so hard unless you really keep up with lasers and things to hide things like your hands. So I'm going to tell you some good lotions and moisturizers here in just a minute. But even if you do bioidenticals here, and like I say, wild yam cream is not going to put you here where you want to be. So the only way to do that is through bioidentical hormones. And that's one of the things that our program does. So I'll just kind of start there. We do estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA. All those are super important. Estrogen helps the collagen production. It keeps everything supple. Progesterone helps with sleep and inflammation. So when I talked about those things that cause the skin to age, testosterone keeps you oily, which oily skin is less likely to wrinkle because it's moisturized. And that's actually what can also cause, if you don't have the oil, if you don't have the testosterone, pretty much everything is just, you have these big open pores now, and there's so many things that can come with testosterone decline. And DHEA is also, it helps with inflammation as well. And it's a precursor to testosterone. So hormones, very, very important. And I always, hi Paula. Oh, there's Misty too. Hey guys. I always start with saying, if you can't get a doctor to check your hormones, then let us do it. So you can go and order a kit. Not pregnant, thankfully, off birth control, now having acne. Oh, I didn't see who put that question in, honey. So you might let me know or have them bring that back around. So yeah, so if you want to get your hormones checked, see where you're at. If you want to help your skin, make sure you get hormones leveled out. And you can go to Hormone Bliss and you can order a kit, or you can go to my link in bio, and there's all sorts of tons of free information, and you can order the kit there. Oh, hey, Misty, I should have known that. Yay. Wait a minute. Not pregnant? Pregnant. I forgot. Like I was like, I wasn't thinking it was you. You are pregnant. Yes. Okay. Okay. I missed the question. I am totally like deer in the headlights right now. Nope. I thought it was. Okay. Okay. Not pregnant, thankfully. Off birth control now. Having acne. Okay. So we got to get your hormones balanced for sure. And one of the things with acne is probiotics on the skin. A lot of people think probiotics in the gut. So probiotics. And then one thing I will tell you too is this is kind of crazy, but as far we're talking about acne, I'm going to skip down here to skin issues, acne. There's something called saw palmetto, and it is normally thought of as a supplement over the counter that helps men with prostate issues because it blocks testosterone conversion into problematic types of testosterone, and that can help topical probiotics. And if you have estrogen progesterone imbalance, that can affect the testosterone too. So we got to get that balanced. Okay, so if you want to order a kit, go to my link in bio, or my moderator will put the link in the chat. And when you get your kit, it's $129. But if you use the code TikTok20, it takes $20 off. So it's only like $109. Hey, Jan, it's only like $109 with that. So you have to put the code TikTok20 for $20 off when you check out for the discount code. And when you get the kit, it's free shipping and it comes right to you. And you put your saliva in this kit first thing in the morning before you eat. And then you put it back in the box. There's a mailer, you send it in. There's a form, you fill out all your symptoms. And there's skin stuff on here too, so you can fill that out as well if you're on hormones now or whatever's going on with your medications. And then you just put it in the box, put it in the mailer. Make sure you do UPS, not USPS. We have had some people who have sent it in through the mailbox. So didn't make that post. Oh, that's kind of strange. Strange things happen on TikTok. I can't even keep up. Okay, so, and then what we do is we get you on bioidentical hormones, and that helps everything. And if you want to do topical estrogen for your face, you can do that. A lot of people are saying that's great. I don't always do topical estrogen on my face. I feel like my hormones are so balanced that I don't have to do additional estrogen on my face. Some people swear by it. People are on social media and they're all like, you have to do testosterone or estrogen. Don't do testosterone on your face. You'll grow a beard. But they're all like, you have to do estrogen. Okay, so absolutely hormones, very, very important. They drive every process. So let's talk about some of the skin issues. Number one is dry skin. So one of the main things that you can do, of course, for dry skin is moisturize. And sometimes thyroid imbalance can cause dry skin as well. And we find that when we help and balance out these other hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, the thyroid often corrects. So one of the things that doctors want to do often is just stick people on thyroid medicines when your thyroid is malfunctioning. And that always happens when your ovaries dry up. And we call that ovarian failure or hormone depletion syndrome. When that happens, the thyroid usually goes off balance. So we want to make sure that your thyroid is good by getting all of these balanced first. Okay, wrinkles, we talked about that a little bit. So you have the dynamic and static lines. So if you're moving your face all the time, which is one of the good things about Botox, is it paralyzes the muscles. So you're not moving those muscles, and then you can't form those static lines that form when you're moving your face all the time. So wrinkles are really good when you can moisturize, but at the end of the day, you really have to paralyze those muscles. And people are like, but I don't want to do Botox, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But there's not really anything else that we have that does that. So you're always going to have lines if you don't do Botox. So, everybody has to decide if that's right for them or not. And I actually, as crazy as this sounds, I tell women, in their 20s and 30s sometimes to start early. If you have the genetics for really strong 11s, like these lines here, if you have the genetics for really strong frown lines, I mean, you have to keep those from forming in the first place. So, and there's a lot of people who feel like lines are important because it's, your emotions, and it means that you've had emotions. And so, whatever your belief is with that, but it's really hard to not form those lines because when you smile or when you move your face, and I think there's a way to, excuse me, I'm dehydrated. I think there's a way to make sure that, well, you just have to make sure that you use a injector that knows what they're doing. So I guess sometimes you can have a little brow drop. I have one of my staff members that happened to. I'm going to fix it as soon as we get out of the snow, though, because I put a little too heavy on one side, and you can totally fix that. Yeah, to droop. Yeah. And I feel so bad about that. But like I say, if you have a talented injector who knows what they're doing and knows the muscle structure, you can fix that. So it's not a big deal. And it does wear off after like 3 months, but still you can fix it. So it's cool. Okay. Milia. Oh my gosh. Milia are so yucky to me. The bane of my personal existence. I am very, very prone to milia. So milia is these little white bumps that are blocked pores, not quite like acne. They're little tiny, and they have hard little like white balls in them, almost like little tiny little marbles. And they just make your skin look yucky. I hate them. My armpits are so itchy, I can't wear deodorant. Any tips? Um, could it be that some deodorant that you're using is making the armpits itchy, or is that just regardless? It's just a thing, no lotions, no creams, no detergents or anything. It's just an itchy thing. Because menopause, postmenopause, I mean, there's so many weird symptoms that can pop up, that like frozen shoulder and neuropathy and dry mouth and burning mouth syndrome and dry eyes and just weird things, neuropathies. I mean, itching ears, ringing in the ears, so many strange things. So I would say that if that's a new thing, Valencia, and if you are postmenopausal or perimenopausal, I would say get your hormones checked and get those balanced. And do it now, do it early, because I have so many women who get out here to age 60 and they've had these issues that have gone on for a long time. And it's really hard, especially the weird things like the ringing in the ears and the, frozen shoulders and stuff. Once that inflammation is kicked in, getting your hormones balanced is really frustrating because people are like, well, you told me if I got on hormones that those issues were related to my hormones, so why didn't they go away? And it's like, because your hormone deficiency has gone on for a while, and it's going to take a while for that to heal. They say that nerves, like the nerves in your body, grow at about a quarter of an inch every 6 months. So to regenerate nerves, it just takes a while. It's like your nails growing out or your hair growing out, right? So if your hair was falling out because of thyroid or something like that, we wouldn't expect you to have a full head of hair just because you got your thyroid corrected. So it takes a little while. I have tinnitus. It is miserable at night. Yes. Tinnitus. It's very debilitating for a lot of people. If you've had it for a long time or had hormone imbalance for a long time, one of the things that you can do is get hearing aids, as crazy as that sounds, because they're noise canceling. And I've had a lot of patients have good results from that. Hormone balance, of course, estrogen helps the vascularity to the ears. And then also hydration issues can affect that too. There's a lot of nerves that are innervated in that inner fluid in there. And sometimes they will use diuretics and things like that, which is kind of the opposite of what you would think. But a couple different options. And then there's a lot of supplements, things like selenium, zinc, B12s, folates, all that can really help with ringing in the ears too. And hyperbaric oxygen, which we can talk about that for skin a little bit too. I've had several patients who have literally gotten rid of the ringing in their ears with hyperbaric oxygen. So if you have somewhere near you that does hyperbaric oxygen, that might be an option too. Donna, yes, I'm 60 and just now about to start bioidentical cream. Yay, Donna, I am so excited. That is so awesome. Okay, so yeah, milia, those little white things. So what I want to say about milia is it is so important to clean your face. So important. So I'm going to talk about clean here. Fatigue more than usual on levothyroxine to skin so dry. Best moisturizer I can do. Okay, so moisturizers, I'll skip to that since you asked that question. I am not sponsored by any of these things I'm going to talk about, and they are all dirt cheap. You can get them on Amazon or Walgreens or anywhere you want to go. So I'll just kind of share all my tips and tricks as we go. But this is called amlactin, and I love this stuff. And it is actually lactic acid, 15% lactic acid. And it is so moisturizing. And I think one of the biggest things is that lactic acid actually exfoliates the skin a little bit. So you don't have all that flakiness, because a lot of times it just feels like when it's really flaky, it's dry. So you want to get those dead skin cells off. So that can make a big difference too. And I have a couple other things here. My desk is like such a mess right now. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get all this stuff put up. And yeah, so estrogen helps balance out thyroid. So also another thing, Corey, that might just be your tag name. But anyway, if it's Corey, one of the things too that you can do with thyroid is ask your doctor to put you on Armour thyroid. It's more natural, and it sometimes helps more than levothyroxine, because levothyroxine is the inactive form of thyroid called T4. And if you're active form T3, if you're not converting into T3, you're going to have a lot of the symptoms of low thyroid. This is the amlactin. That is the one that this is the one I use for the creepy skin and stuff. And this is the one I use like on my hands and feet. And oh my gosh, if you use this, you like hardly ever have like that. Sometimes I feel like the elephant man, like my heels are so disgusting. So, and that's just hyper keratinosis of the skin, which keratin's in the skin. So if it's being rubbed or braided a lot, that makes it really thick. That's where that callus comes from. So, okay. Clean the skin. So I love these, and I know you can't really see, some of my Instagram people, what this is, but you can get these on Amazon, probably less than $5. I don't even know, but it's not really like a washcloth. It is, I don't know, I can't even explain it, but just you can look for like a microfiber kind of thing, and look specifically for facial cleansing cloths. Medicine, Armour thyroid, I'll write it here. ARMOUR, Armour thyroid. It's a desiccated pig thyroid, and it has not only T4 in it like your levothyroxine or Synthroid, but it also has T3 in it. So it's much more complete. And it's got T1, T2, and calcitonin, which helps put calcium in your bones. And T1 and T2 have other functions for brain and heart. So Armour thyroid, when you just take a desiccated pig thyroid, you get all of it instead of just, and Synthroid is actually a synthetic form of levothyroxine, which is the bioidentical form. But yeah, ask for Armour or what's called MP thyroid. Or if you're menopausal, then get on some hormones, and that will probably balance it out. And there's lots of different forms of thyroid issues. MP, yeah, it's a little bit different. They say that MP is more refined. So they take still an animal thyroid, but they really are a little more meticulous about how much T4 and T3 is in it. Armour is really just kind of a, they call it desiccated thyroid. It's kind of just all kind of like chopped liver. I mean, it's just a big chunk of thyroid. So they still have controls and ways to measure the amount of T4 and T3 in it. Yes, people with hypothyroidism, yes, low thyroid for sure. And I think I missed another question on thyroid. So if you'll bring that back around. Okay, so I'm going to go back to cleansing the skin. So important. Link to the towels. Oh, cool. Thank you, Heidi. That's so sweet. Yeah, Heidi put that in the chat. And, you know, I'm going to put links to all this stuff in. Again, I don't sponsor any of these things, but I'll put them on my Facebook page. So go to Dr. Tammy. I might not get it done tonight, But go to my Dr. Tammy Facebook page, and I'm going to do a post, and I'm going to put links to all this stuff. So if you've missed it, you'll have links to everything. Okay, so yeah, so these are awesome, and they get everything off. They get all the makeup off, and that's so, so important, especially if you have those little freaking white milia balls. They're gross, and a lot of people think that you have to like laser them off or pick them out. And I actually had an esthetician scar me one time because she was like, "Oh, I'll just pick that out," and they're like little hard, crusty balls. I mean, you can use a needle, but really, the way you get rid of them is you just wash your face really, really good. Now, don't rub on it, or anything to tear the skin. Huggies, I love these. These are the aloe vera ones. Always make sure you use a wipe on your face, even after you've washed it, to get everything off. And you can use the makeup wipes, and some people say it's not the same thing or whatever, but a thing of this is like $3, and you'll get like little makeup wipes, and it's like $7 for like a little tiny thing. So I love the Huggies wipes, so I use them on my face, and they're great. Other places too, but I use them on my face and always under my eyes. I'm not real careful about when I get makeup, off of my neck or whatever, but definitely under your eyes if you're prone to those milia, because I hate them. I just feel weird when I have all those milia. Okay. As far as cleansing goes too, I don't really use any fancy cleansers. I mean, anything that's just a good cleanser is probably fine. Anything that you get like Nivea or anything like that. I get one from my plastic surgeon, and it's his own brand, so I won't link to that because I don't even know how to get that. Okay, this is cool. These are glycolic acid 20% resurfacing pads, and I'll put that in the link in the post that I'll do probably in the morning. But go look for the Dr. Tammy Facebook page. And what I do with these is I just, after my makeup, they're like just these little pads like this. And then after I get everything off, a couple of times a week, I'll use this glycolic acid. And if you've ever heard of a glycolic acid peel, this is a lower percentage. So this is cool. This one's from QRX Labs. And I should totally be like getting sponsored from this stuff. So that'd be awesome. Make a bunch of money just on talk about skincare creams. Okay. So anyway, clean, clean, clean. Very, very important. I'm looking around to see if there's anything here. Oh, that I haven't talked about. I like this company, and I actually did do it. Sometimes they'll reach out to you and want you to sponsor different products. And so I really like this. Now, I don't have the link, so you can't buy it through my link, but I do have a video, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and they actually sent me samples, and I did the video for that. So this is Medicube, and they actually sent me a whole kit, and I have reordered their crazy collagen jelly cream like twice already. So this stuff's incredible, but this is a toner that you can put on, and that kind of makes sure that you get everything off too, and it just kind of feels fresh. But this is their Medicube, is their collagen jelly cream. And so actually, what I'll probably do tomorrow is I'll do a video and I'll do the shop link so you can buy it straight from me. And they give me like $3 or something. I sell like $300 worth or something. But there are people who make a lot of money on TikTok. So I've never really gotten into that. But it is fun when they send you free samples. But yeah, so this is pink. And, it's like the Koreans have the great skin. So this is like one of the, Asian skin things. And it's pretty popular. It's a hydrolyzed collagen. So I'll talk a little bit about collagen here in just a minute too, because collagen is just something called peptides. Well, I'll just talk about it now. So peptides are just amino acids stuck together in a chain. Think of like a necklace with beads on it. And so amino acids make that peptide chain, and peptides form collagen, which is what makes your skin supple. So peptide hormones, thyroid is actually a peptide hormone. So the peptides actually can make hormones, or the peptides can make collagen. So yeah, so this stuff's pretty cool. So you can do that. Okay. As far as, let's see. Oh, and I did want to mention castor oil. Have any of you guys had any experience with castor oil? This is pretty cool. This is really good. if you have trouble with your eyebrows or your eyelashes falling out, castor oil is really good for that. And I've actually, oh yeah, castor oil, yeah. I've actually regrown my eyelashes because I wore fake eyelashes for years, and it's so damaging to your eyelashes. Yes, Misty, I know it's so cool. Um, Sometimes I will just slather everywhere, but it's sticky. It's super sticky. If you have acne, it's also good for acne skin too, because you would think it's oily and it would plug, but it actually has antibacterial properties. And you can also use coconut oil on your skin. I did that for years too. Eyelashes and eyebrows. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really good for eyelashes and eyebrows. It's cool. Think of trying that. Yeah, so give it a try. I use, and I'll put the link to this one too, because I watched a bunch of videos and I want to make sure I got the right stuff. This is the organic golden castor oil. And so, yeah, it's a really good one. You just want to make sure that you get a really pure form. So this is 100% organic. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about mixing it with my moisturizer. So, oh, since you mentioned moisturizer, topical collagen molecules are too big to absorb in the skin. So, a lot of times, what the collagen products are is they're the peptides. So that's kind of a misunderstanding, is that you're putting collagen on the skin, because you're right. But when you have the peptides, so when you have like a hydrolyzed peptide cream, like what that is, the peptides actually form those collagen. Well, if they form the peptides, amino acids form the peptides, which then forms the collagen. So I got a little out of order there, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, so I brought my basket down. So since you mentioned moisturizer, I like this. And a friend of mine gave me some of this, and I'm always trying stuff, and friends will give me stuff. So this is the Josie Moran. You guys familiar with this? Um, Argent oil, thinking for eyelashes and eyebrows. Um, Actually, it's the castor oil. I don't know about argan oil for eyebrows or eyelashes, but I do have the Josie Moran um, argan oil. I don't know if you can see that. I love this stuff. I haven't put this on my hair because I tend to get really dry hair, and it's just really coarse hair. It's just, I don't know. And I've got a lot of Jewish descent, Irish and American Indian in me. So I like have crazy, crazy hair. But this is really good. So you can put it on the ends. I'll put it, moisturize around my mouth. Always make sure you moisturize heavy, heavy, heavy around your mouth. Some people moisturize really heavy under the eyes. I can't. I have to use really thin moisturizers around the eyes because of the milia. So frankincense and castor oil is great combo. Oh, I'll try that. Frankincense makes me think of Christmas, like frankincense and myrrh. That's cool. So yeah, so I like all of the Josie Moran products. They're super, super cool. You can get them on Amazon or you can get them on QVC. I have a dear, dear friend. She's in her 80s. She watches QVC all the time. So she orders this stuff and gets it for me. So that's my main thing right now. I also use this WNP. It is a um, peptide serum eye cream, and it's got this little vibrator in it. So when you put it under your eyes, it actually vibrates. It's pretty cool. I don't know if there's really any technology to that that's got science behind it, but and I can do. They sent me this as a sample too, so I can do a video and put a shop link on a video. So if you guys will go back and look at my videos later. Kelly Clark just got too confused. Okay, mom, 2, 3 boys, or 23 boys. That would be like foster care, right? That's cute though. Mom, 2, 3 boys. Okay. Vitamin C, so important. So I use a little vitamin C serum, not every day. And then I use alpha hydroxy acid for the skin. And I also use retin A a couple of times a week, and that's a prescription. But there are a lot of retinol products that you can get without a prescription. But I just use the prescription stuff because I can. And then I use, this is Foera. This is my base that I use, super thin, so it doesn't make those milia worse. And this does not have an SPF in it. So, and I didn't bring my SPF down, but I have a really thin, it's almost like a serum texture for the SPF. So usually 30 is good on the face. I love the freaking sun. I hate not being able to get in the sun because I just discolor so bad nowadays. I look like a dot to dot or something like that. So and I will say, Now, I'm a little hesitant to say this because, where is this guy? Because I don't know if chemicals are worse for you than the sun, but I use this tanologist express tan. It's clear. It's called tan water, and it works really well. I haven't used it in a few days, so I'm really kind of white and pale. Um, Except I have makeup on, so I don't really look so white and pale. My neck is a little, but this is cool, and it doesn't stain your clothes or stain the bedding. And so, yeah, so I've like really stained my bedding pretty bad with like tanners and stuff. So this is pretty cool. So yeah, tan water, and I'll put that in the link too. French Face by Maxine's Revenge for us mature ladies. Oh, French Face. I'm gonna try that. Where do you get that, Misty? Maxine's Revenge. Is it a moisturizer? That sounds really cool. Okay. And then I use this Braille, and I'll put a link to this too. This is very thin under eye cream. And again, I don't get the milia with this, so I love that. A little trick. I don't know if you've ever used a white pencil. It's just a little white, like an eyeliner kind of thing. Like you can see where are we? Oh, there it was. You can see me there. So a lot of times what really makes people look younger is that their eyes are wider. And so you can line just a little bit of the inside of your eye with some white liner, and that will really brighten up your face too. So I thought I'd share that. Oh, and since I'm sharing all my secrets here, I love the Thrive brand liquid lash extensions. Oh my gosh, it's like they make your lashes look so long, and they're just crazy. So if you guys have any experience with Thrive, you can put that in the chat too if you like that. Okay. I think that's about it. Oh, and I use argan oil. This is just from Walmart. And after I shower, I actually will put this on my skin like I'm conditioning my skin like I would my hair. And I love this. It just works really, really good to like, I just feel like everything's just softer when I get out instead of like, I like hot water and it kind of dehydrates you too. TikTok and directly on the website. I think Amazon too. Okay, French Face. I'm writing that down. I always like to try new stuff. French Face. That's easy to remember too. Okay, so what else? So thinning skin, and that has to do with estrogen for sure. And so that's one of the things that makes you look older faster, and you start to see the vascularity, like the veins showing and stuff. So that definitely affects things. And then growing hair on your face when you don't want hair on your face. It's like you grow hair in all the places that you don't want to grow hair, and you don't grow hair in all the places you want to grow hair. So that's all hormones too. So treatment. So we talked about retin A or retinoids, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, peptides, collagen, coconut oil, castor oil, and sunscreen. Okay, covered all of them. So my top three are your sunscreen, your moisturizers, and make sure your face is clean. Okay, and I know I'm running out of time. So here's the second board. I only have two tonight. Okay, so I want to talk about supplements because it's so important because we cannot get the nutrients from our food that we need. What about hard bumps? Yeah, the hard bumps are the milia, and those are the little white crystals that are formed from bacterial debris. And I'm super prone to those. So the best thing that you can do is just make sure you clean your skin really good, and whether that's with just a regular baby wipe, the glycolic acid pads, and just make sure you cleanse your face really good, and don't sleep in makeup. I swear, if I like even go one night that I don't get the makeup off under my eyes, like I'll have those milia like almost immediately. So yeah, they're awful. They just creep me out, freak me out. Okay, so vitamin C, vitamin D, DHEA, probiotics, collagen, zinc, vitamin E, thyroid, and adrenal support, fish oil, and MCT oil. Those are so critical. So, I wanted to mention this is on, if you go to my link in bio, this is actually my formulated collagen has 4 different types of, and basically it is amino acid that make the peptides, right? So, because there's a lot of question about whether taking oral collagen powder actually helps, but it does. When you take the precursors, it absolutely does. So, oh, you're so welcome. And so, yeah, it's got the alanine and the glycine and all the histidine and the proline and the serine and the tyrosine. So it's got all the amino acids that make the proteins. So if you go to my link in bio, and on the left side, there's the link to buy the test kit, the hormone test kit, to get your hormones checked so you can get everything balanced. And then there's also a bunch of free downloads so you can get lots of free information. I am all about education. The word doctor in Latin means to teach. So I'm all about education and hopefully make it fun and exciting too. But yeah, so on the other column though, in my link in bio, so when you go to my main page with all my videos, like 3,000 million videos, is that a number? I don't even know. But you go there and you see all my videos. Right under the top, where it kind of tells all the things that I do and who I am, there is a thing called link in bio, and it's the link tree. You click on that, and then you'll see two columns when you click on that. It's a whole page with a bunch of cool stuff. But there's also a shop page, so you can get the collagen powder on that shop page. And I love our fruits and greens. I do the chocolate mint. I absolutely love it. And there's just no way. I mean, I can get all the vegetables. I mean, I was thinking tonight we had chili, and I was thinking, how much vegetables in there? Because you're not going to make broccoli with your chili, right? And so I was like, okay, well, there's beans, and that doesn't really count. That's a legume, right? And then I'm like, okay, there's some corn in there. And is that really even a vegetable? So I'm like, no, we had no vegetables for dinner tonight. So, and fruits and grains are one way to get all of that. And what I love about this, and this is in my link in bio, this is my only sponsored thing tonight because it's me. And I've spent tons of years formulating supplements. So just a few things. And I also have some stuff in there like vitamin D, and you can order all that stuff on my shop page too if you want to. But this also has probiotics in it, which is very important. Want to get into all the leaky gut stuff. And your skin is so dependent on inflammation and not having a lot of inflammation. So you heal the gut, you can decrease inflammation. So it has probiotics in it, and it has like all your daily allowance of fruits and greens. I put it in my protein powder every morning, and I feel good about like my day. So it's really awesome. And we got lots of different flavors. There's berry flavors, or then there's the chocolate and chocolate mint, stuff like that. Okay. I am super, super passionate about vitamin C. I had a lady one time, and I was in my 20s, and she was in her 40s. She looked freaking amazing. And I was like, what's your secret? Like, it was like uncanny how perfect her skin was. She said, I take 4 grams of vitamin C every day. So what do you think I've done ever since? I take 4 grams of vitamin C a day. So super, super important. Vitamin D helps regulate the way your hormones get into your tissues. It's actually a hormone. We think of it as like a vitamin, but it's actually a hormone. DHEA is so good. It converts into testosterone and can help your skin. And I did a talk the other night, and I talked about DHEA, 25 to 50 milligrams, and you can just get that over the counter. Make sure you use a good source though. Don't get the cheap stuff at Walmart. Probiotics, again, you get that fruits and greens. We have the collagen if you want. Zinc is very good for skin. It helps with breakdown of the skin. Vitamin E, very, very good for the skin. Again, thyroid adrenal support, and your MCTs and fish oils and things like that. Okay, so I know we're getting close on time. So I'm going to go through these fast. So cleansing is very important. Exfoliation, we talked about the glycolic acid. Serum versus cream. Serum are just lighter versions of creams. So again, serums are going to be more for what you want to use around thinner areas, and then creams if you need more moisture. Your nighttime routine is very important. Wash that makeup off. Drink lots of water. Exercise is very good for the skin because exercise actually helps with insulin resistance. So glycation, which is where sugar is toxic and it breaks down your skin cells, exercise actually helps with that glycation process. And don't drink or smoke. I think that kind of goes without saying. I do like a good glass of wine or Prosecco on the weekends. So I always feel super dehydrated after I do it. I feel like my skin is like a million years old when I do that, but it's like kind of like, is it worth it? I don't know. Definitely don't smoke though. Oh my gosh, it thins your skin so bad. And then you get the little lines around here. Oh, and try not to drink through a straw if you can avoid it, because then you get the pucker lines. And I sometimes when I'm in a restaurant and I think the glasses are kind of, icky because I don't want to drink where they touched. And so when I do a straw, I always stick it in the side of my mouth so that I'm not puckering. So that might be a little trick for you. Eat clean as you can. Your vegetables, or do your fruits and greens to get your vegetables. My fruits and greens, a little plug there. Um, because when you eat crap food, when you eat toxins, when you get those endocrine disruptors, when you eat at fast food places with all those chemicals that are illegal in other countries, it is causing so much inflammation in your body. So eat as clean as you can. Think about it when you're going to eat a Twinkie with all those chemicals in it. Think about your skin. And I do that sometimes too. I'm like, is this going to be worth it for my skin? So when I eat a lot of sugar, I'm like, oh, is it worth it? Is that day old donut worth it? No. Is that cheesecake at the steakhouse worth it? A few bites. So yeah, sometimes I'll do that. Okay. Stress, watch the stress. I know it's easy to say, just don't get stressed. We all get stressed. But there are lots of things you can do about stress. I needed to do a whole video on stress. But anyway, I stress out all the time. It's totally okay. But it's just when you have chronic stress for something that you probably, oh, sorry. They're telling me my time is up. Okay. But when you have chronic stress for things that you can change about your life, I know that's easier said than done. But like I say, when I was in a relationship that was really, really toxic, it was really toxic to my health and really toxic to my skin. And I'll never get those 6 years back. So if you're in one of those places where you're in a bad, bad place, think about your skin. As superficial as that sounds, right? But again, this is what we show to the world. This is important. And people can call me vain or whatever, but this is what we present to the world. And your confidence is wrapped up in, we dress nice, we do all these things. So I think it's really important that you do the things that, keep you healthy and inside and out, right? Okay, and plastic surgery, I don't have time to go through all that, but there's peels, there's PRF, which is plasma vampire facelifts and microneedling, red light, hyperbaric oxygen, Botox, lasers, fillers, IPL, plastic surgery, all sorts of different things that you can do at the cosmetic surgeons. So lots of fun things, and I believe in all that too. Really important for you to get a good surgeon and vet them very well, get recommendations, and don't trust just anybody with you. And even the best, can mess up with things. So I'm one of those people that tends to have complications and swell, and so all sorts of things. So make sure that it's someone that you trust and it's a good situation. So okay, so I'm going to leave you with, we are running a special right now that if you order a test kit while supplies last, which till I stop talking about it, basically, we're going to send you a free copy of my second edition balancing act. And the coolest thing about that is that it has where you can take notes, and it's all things hormones. I talk about bioidenticals, saliva testing, all the things. So if you order a test kit now, like go to link in bio or Hormone Bliss is our website, and order a test kit, get your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone checked. We're going to slip a book in with your stuff. So, and also we always give our book to folks who do our hormone program too, which is what we do is once you send your saliva in, you answer your questionnaire, it's free shipping to you and to the lab. Then we get your results, and then we get you on some bioidentical hormone creams, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, whatever your imbalance is, and help you get your life back. So it's not just about your skin, but it's also about how you feel, your symptoms, not sleeping. Are you moody? Are you gaining weight? There's so many different aspects that we have to address to get you feeling better. So that is the end goal, is to get you in our membership program. And I know that sounds creepy when you say membership program, but that's really the only way we can work with you to get this balanced, right? It's not a one and done. It's not the traditional medical system when you just, throw drugs at people. You have to stay the course with people and help them get balanced. Oh my gosh, Connie, I forgot. We have so much snow here. I don't know if I can even get out of my house. Oh my gosh, direct message me here in a little bit and let me know, because I live out in the country and I totally forgot that was this week. So anyway, yeah, direct message me, because oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Connie is so precious. She's in our program and she's just like so amazing. She just wants to come and hang out and meet our crew. And that's so just wonderful. We should get on video or something. But yeah, we got to check the weather, Connie. So anyway, okay. So go order. Oh my gosh, people are ordering kits already. I have this little app on my phone and I can see when people are ordering kits. So go get a test kit. Let's see what your hormones are doing and get a book and let's get you balanced. And skin, all things skin. Hope this was helpful. Hope you learned some cool new things. And again, I will go and post a link to all these products. It'll take me a few minutes to get that done. So anyway, okay. I love you all very much. Have a wonderful night. Hope you guys are warm and safe wherever you are. It's kind of crazy here. But anyway, I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7. Hormone doc. Yes, yes, yes. I'm a medical doctor and I have lived most of my 25 years as a medical doctor doing hormone therapy for women and menopause, perimenopause, ovarian dysfunction, all the things. So, yay, follow me. Follow me for more. I love it. Okay, you guys direct message me if you have any questions, and I will be back here Friday night to hang out with you guys. I love you. I'll see you later. Bye.